Wentz ready, has it, play fakes, throws the dart, caught by Nacua, right side 50. Puka Nacua breaks Bill Groman's record by NFL rookies for most receiving yards in a debut season. The 20th receiver drafted in this class now stands alone in NFL history.
The peacocking for Rookie of the Year goes to Puka Nacua. Rightfully so.
See, Puka Nacua had more receiving yards than A.J. Brown and Jamar Chase. Like, it's insane what he did.
That's right. The legendary Puka Nacua joins the show. As you see, pretty good company with the NFL rookie records for receptions this year with 105. For, of course, yards, 1,486. A record that was almost 60 years old.
Right. You just saw the record-breaking reception right there.
Yeah.
And then probably even more important to you, Puka, of course, you winning the prestigious Peacocky Award on our show for Rookie of the Year as well. So yes, congratulations on both, on a record-setting year in many ways.
Yeah. Where does that rank for you on your accomplishments? The trophy's in the mail. We know we didn't send it to you, but you are our Rookie of the Year.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. I was like, you guys saying I won something, I haven't received anything yet.
It got lost in a little bit with FedEx.
Yes. It's got to be up there. I got a couple of those Pepsi, those rookie showcase belts. I got them all lined up on my wall, so it'll go right next to it.
Beautiful. Right, the Peacocky right next to them as well. Puka, we were just saying before the show, so obviously great season with the Rams. You guys had an unbelievable year, but fantasy football-wise, you were our fantasy rookie of the year. You had an unbelievable year statistically, obviously, carried a lot of fantasy football teams to championships as well. How often does that come up in your life?
Pretty often. I think it was maybe after the Colts week. I was walking down Whole Foods and I could see somebody trying to, like, at the end of the aisle, like, hey, we know who that is. And they're like, we picked you up in fantasy earlier after week 2, the wire picked up. Like, we got you. I'm like, I don't know what that means, but let's go.
That's awesome. Now, we were talking just before we got on air about how 99% of the comments are positive about fantasy, as they would be, but you got a negative comment the other day.
Yeah, I was shopping over here at Caesars, and this guy comes, he's like, man, you killed me. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, dude, the other dude had you in the playoffs, and you scored 35 points in the game, and I lost. And I'm like, I don't know how that's bad for me, but I'm sorry that you lost. I was like,
You're sorry for being so good at my job.
Right, yeah, you're both the hero and the villain right now. It's a weird balance. All right, so we have to ask you, you obviously won Rookie of the Year from us. Do you feel robbed that your teammate Kyren Williams won Best Waiver Wire Pickup and Breakout Player of the Year? You had to share some hardware with your teammate and Kyren Williams.
Oh, no, Kyren's the man, and that's why it's so funny, because they're like, yeah, like, either we were, like, people was like, the positive stories, like, we either picked you or we went and got your running back, so it's like, we didn't know which one. How do you like it? And I'm like, Kyren's going to ball too, so I was like, you can't be in the wrong place with that guy.
So, hey, Puka, I want to ask you this, though. Like, let's turn to football to real football for a second, one thing. Like, in the preseason, we talked about you in the preseason, and what I said was, it's like, he's having a great camp, and I know they really like him. I know, like, I pick up Puka Nacua, like, put him on your bench, we'll see what happens, after Cooper Kupp, Tutu Atwell, Van Jefferson, there's going to be targets available for Matthew Stafford, and so I just know they really like Puka Nacua. But no one saw you having a record-setting year, that having the most receptions and receiving yards by a rookie in NFL history. And my question is like, thinking about your college days at BYU, obviously you were productive, but again, I think if people knew you were going to set the rookie record for receptions and receiving yards, you'd have gone a lot higher in the NFL draft. I was just curious, what happened from BYU to LA? Was it Stafford? Was it McVay? Talk to me about, what key got turned there?
Yeah. I think you kind of hit on both of it with Stafford and Coach McVay, and then especially Coop. Like, that seemed like a three-headed monster that was ready for me to be a part of it, and they allowed me to come in and be myself and kind of thrive in that environment, and they helped exceed my learning curve, or excel my learning curve so much faster than I thought it was going to be. And Coop going down and being able to communicate with me and everything that's going on, and then Matthews, one of the best. From the first time I saw him throw routes on air, like, there wasn't a ball that hit the floor, there wasn't a ball that wasn't spinning as perfect as it could. So as a receiver, I'm like, that's something I don't want to drop the ball if he's throwing it that tight every time. I'm like, I'll be mad at myself. I'm like, I'll kick me off the team.
But did they unlock something in you? Like, did they do different routes or something like that where you weren't used in college? Like, I'm just curious, like, where they were able to, like, really max, bring you to the next level.
Yeah, I definitely think that they realized that I definitely didn't have no fear. That's something that I play the game with no fear, and running across the middle, especially with some of those guys. It's nice that Fred Warner's the BYU guy, so it made it when we were going into week 2. I was like, Fred. Everybody's like, Fred is one of the best linebackers in the NFL. But I was also like, I know Fred. I know little Fred. I remember when he was wearing number 34 before he was 54. I was like, I remember this guy. So it made some of those things I try to mentally easier to go through.
What has the whirlwind been like? Because literally this time last year, I was on the field at the Senior Bowl watching you, where you had a great week, and you had a good career for BYU. But now flash forward just 1 year, you're an NFL superstar. I mean, projected day 3 draft pick, a year later, NFL superstar catching passes from one of the best quarterbacks and obviously a great head coach. What has this entire year just been like for you?
It has been so surreal, but a dream come true. Everything has been such a blessing to be around the people that I have been, my family and my girlfriend and all the people I've had supporting me along this journey before we ever kind of came into stardom and stuff like that. So it's been cool to have my family and my support around me, but it's been so fun to interact with some of these guys that, I mean, I used to be a Packers fan, so like Jair Alexander, I love watching DB, so I think my first catch against the Packers against him, but I'm also like in still this nostalgic moment. I'm like, I'm at Lambeau Field, like Jair Alexander's guarding me. I'm like, this is not real. Like, I'm in a video game, but it was so fun.
That's absolutely amazing.
Yep. I just want to ask you quickly, Puka, because you have such a unique kind of style in the way that you play. It's not like other players, the way that, you move guys who are hanging on to you. I'm Australian. You kind of play like an Australian football player at times, or a rugby player.
Yeah.
Did you play other sports growing up?
I played football and basketball. I did track in high school, but no, football has been my number one love since I was a little kid. I have 5 older brothers, I have 5 brothers, 4 older brothers, and they all took their turn beating up on me before I ever got good at football.
I think that's why you're fearless then. That makes a lot of sense.
That makes a ton of sense. Listen, Puka, we had a lot of fun with you winning the Peacocky, and you've won a lot of fantasy championships for people, but real talk, you're also the Pepsi Zero Sugar Rookie of the Year. What does that award mean to you? You're here thanks to our friends at Pepsi.
Yeah, it's been a huge, but like I said, I got all those rookie belts up on my wall, and so it's been so fun to be able to get voted from the fans who are all locked in, and then also the love and support I've got from the Pepsi people, and then being able to go support some of the business that they have in LA. It's been fun, and I love being able to compete against CJ. I saw him at Pro Bowl and stuff, and I'm like, CJ loves to play basketball, so I was like, hey, we're going to play for this belt, whoever wins it, no matter what, or whatever the award is.
You and Cooper Kupp obviously have a great relationship, but just what has that been like, and what, when you think of next season, what you could build on? Because he was, hurt a little bit this year, and that led to you getting to shine, and then we saw you shine together. But just what has it been like learning from him and playing alongside him and thriving alongside him?
He's been like the brother I didn't know I had. He's been so fun. We get to joke around. I love playing pig with him. I get him to move around. I know he's been in the league for a little while, so I try to make sure I don't overexhaust all the energy he's got. But I love just we play a little word hunt game, so I feel like I try to sometimes I feel like I'm the little annoying little brother to him, but then also when we get to sit and talk routes and we're talking about leverage and how to double up somebody and how to move and how to understand where the defense goes, it's music to my ears because he has the plethora of knowledge and he's willing to give it all. So it makes learning the game of wide receiver super fun for him.
Yeah. So Mike's caught you guys talking about anime earlier in the season. Any progress getting Cooper Kupp on board with that? And also, can you compare maybe any of your teammates to anime characters?
I don't know. I think if Coop were to be an anime character, he would be like One Punch Man. Like he's gonna go up and he's gonna have his little bicycle. He's gonna ride around. But then he's also gonna do exactly what you need him to do when it's time. But no progress in Coop watching anime. He was very, very strict on his answers still.
All right, last question for you. We gotta ask, what is your favorite Pepsi flavor?
Actually, I do love wild cherry. My girlfriend likes the diet Pepsi, but I'm not on the diet world, so I like the caffeine and all the sugar I can get.
I'm a Pepsi Zero Sugar guy. I'm starting to come around on Pepsi Zero. I used to be Diet Pepsi, and now Pepsi Zero Sugar. I'm digging that as well. But yeah, the wild cherry is blowing up. Listen, Puka, it's been such a thrill to have you on the show and to watch your progression last year as well. Like again, NFL superstar, fantasy football superstar. It's great to see what you guys are building in LA, you, Matthew, and Cooper. So continued success next year. We can't wait to see what you guys are going to build on.
Thank you so much.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotoWorld.com. And I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched. Or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you, respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest Roto-World fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.